You've been dating for a while now. Things seem to be going well. You enjoy both the same hobbies. You both love dogs, and neither of you listens to heavy metal. It might be time for someone to talk about the elephant in the room.
Money!
Nothing kills the mood like prying into your partner's financial history.
So it's not surprising that many young couples spend hundreds of hours planning weddings, but almost none preparing the financial merger. That's kind of a big deal.
Many couples confess that finances cause the most stress in a relationship, followed distantly by intimacy, children, and in-laws.
According to recent studies, couples who disagree about money once a week or more are more likely to break up than those who disagree a couple times a month.
A lot of this strife can be avoided just by having an honest conversation. It can be hard to broach the subject, so to make it easier for all you lovers out there, here are key questions you should discuss with your future financial partner.
Happy wife, happy life.
Oh, hush.
What do you earn?
What do you own?
And what do you owe?
It can be difficult to reveal this information, but it's best to just rip the Band-Aid off.
After all, lack of money is not as bad as lack of communication.
Ever wondered how many people actually know what their partner's income is?
Good planning is impossible if each of you only has half of the information.
Getting everything out on the table will not only make the process more efficient and effective, it will strengthen trust.
We suggest having a talk in two parts. First, send each other an email with a simple breakdown of your finances.
Then, a few days later, come together in a collaborative frame of mind to discuss the story behind those numbers. But remember,
no judgment. It's a common fact that we are heavily influenced by the environment we were raised in as much as we don't like to admit it.
so learning about your partner's family traditions can offer a lot of insight and understanding into their financial habits. Did they grow up on a tight budget? Did one parent run the show, or did they share responsibility? Were they ever taught to balance a budget?
The second part of the conversation is figuring out what traditions you each grew up with that you don't want to replicate.
Maybe your partner's parents struggled with debt, so it's very important to them that they not get in that same hole.
What will be yours, mine, and ours? It's becoming more common for couples to keep separate accounts even after marriage. Maybe they're afraid of losing independence.
Maybe they just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Or maybe they don't want to go down and talk and change the last name.
Just hush. If you and your partner decide to keep separate accounts, make sure you're not creating places for secrets to hide.
Too many partners admit to committing financial infidelity. Honor, which means intentionally deceiving your partner about how you're spending or managing money.
More than a few of these ended unfavorably expressly because of it.
In court!
Equally, you don't need to have separate accounts to enjoy financial independence. Some couples agree on a set amount of personal money per month that each party can do whatever they want with. Zero discussion.
It gives each person the space to be themselves without fear of lectures or petty squabbles. And no, definitely no need for vex money.
How much do we plan to spend on children? While most couples will talk about whether they want kids or not, far fewer will discuss the massive financial impact, which can start before they're even born.
With kids in the mix, there are many decisions to be made.
Living arrangements,
Childcare,
public versus private school,
activities,
and of course, college.
just to name a few.
Of course, this is an ongoing conversation you'll be having for many years, but it's important to weigh the financial impact of these choices as early as possible.
What are your financial goals in order of priority? Sharing your financial goals with each other can be fun, but in our experience, taking on too many goals at once can make it less likely you'll achieve any of them.
If one of you is focused on buying a house and the other on starting a business, neither of you may get very far. But if you join forces and agree on what to tackle first, both of you will get where you want to be faster.
It's important to remember that not every conversation will result in a firm agreement. But when they do, make sure to write them down in a sort of financial contract and then sign it.
It might sound unromantic, but it's all too easy for two people to remember the same conversation differently. You can always jointly decide to amend the contract. It's not set in stone.
Of course, if you're already hitched, you may have skipped over a few of these questions, but don't frighten. It's never too late to bring them up.
The key is to make all financial decisions together. That way, we can keep the thing nice.
And that's it for this episode of Money Talks.